And good morning from Port Isabel High School. Want to welcome you to the broadcast on a beautiful, beautiful morning from Port Isabel, Texas. The Port Isabel Lady Tarpons taking on the Lyford Lady Bulldogs. Kevin Naro on the call. Want to thank everyone for joining us this morning. We are set for softball at the Port Isabel Lyford tournament. Softball getting underway this morning. And a quick 5-3 put out to the leadoff batter, Haley Pena, for the first out of the inning. So one down in the inning. Let's meet the starting lineup for the Lyford Lady Bulldogs. Leading things off, Haley Pena. Batting second is Hannah Garza. Batting third, Jerica Rojas. Batting cleanup, Tiffany Alanis. That's going to be a base hit for Hannah Garza with one out in the inning. So a runner on first. After the one-out single, Jerica Rojas comes to the plate. Batting fifth, Michaela Lopez. Batting sixth, Alyssa Garcia. Batting seventh, Mia Wettergrove. Batting eighth, Jessica Cruz. Batting ninth, Alexi Cortez. That's the starting lineup for Joey Rios' club. The Lyford Lady Bulldogs coming in with a unbeaten record so far early in the year. That pitch outside for ball one. That's in for a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rojas fouls that one back. Count runs 1 ball and 2 strikes. That pitch upstairs, 1 ball and 1 strike. Correction, the count goes to 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. To the third batter in the order, Jerica Rojas. On first is Hannah Garza. She got aboard on a 1-out single. Rojas pokes this one the other way. That one's going to fall fair. It's going to be extra bases for Rojas. That's going to be an RBI double. Just like that, Jerica Rojas gets the Lady Bulldogs on the board. It's 1-0. Lyford leads here in the top of the first inning. Coming to the plate now, Tiffany Alanis. Batting cleanup from the left-handed side of the plate. That pitch falls in for a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. That pitch upstairs for a called ball, and the runner slides safely into third. Alanis fouls that one back. Rojas on third, one down in the inning. It's 1-0 Lyford lead. That pitch in the dirt. That pitch swung on, and it's going to be well foul. Had the distance on it. Count remains 2 strikes on the hitter, Alanis. Michaela Lopez to follow, Alyssa Garcia. One down in the inning. The Lyford Lady Bulldogs picked up a win on Tuesday against Raymondville, 4-0. More about that game as the broadcast continues. Alanis digs in. There's a pitch right back up the middle, and that's going to be an RBI single. RBI single from Alanis. It's 2-0 Lyford with one down in the inning. That pitch outside for ball 1. Michaela Lopez the batter. One down in the inning. Runner on first is Alanis. That pitch upstairs for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Lopez digs in with a runner on first. One down in the inning. 90-minute game here with the Port Isabel Lyford tournament. That pitch popped up and caught for out. Out number 2. 2 down in the inning. Let's meet the starting lineup for Dano Wise's club. Whitney Zadalski be leading things off. Batting second will be Vivian Cantu. Batting third, Allison Gonzalez. Soldowski playing third base. Vivian Cantu in the circle. Gonzalez playing shortstop. Selena Marchin playing first base. She's batting fourth. That ball picked by Gonzalez over to first. It's a wide throw. That's going to move the runner over to third. Alanis is going to take this one home. Here's the play at the plate. Safe at home. And the runner will coast into third. Lyford adds another run. It's 3-0. Alanis comes around to score on the E6. Garcia will be standing up on third. Mia Weddergrove now comes to the plate. Two down in the inning. Weddergrove, the sophomore, digs in. First pitch inside for ball 1. Kayla Mata will be doing the catching for Port Isabel. Marchin at first. Gonzalez at short. Vivian Cantu in the circle. Soldowski at third. That pitch high upstairs for ball 2. Zermeno in right field. Cantu in center. Ava Moore at second. That pitch upstairs for a swing and miss. Zermeno in right field. Cantu in center. That pitch popped back for a strike. That ball sailed out of play, so it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count to the batter, Weddergrove. That's in for a called strike 3. Weddergrove caught looking. Lyford gets 3 runs in the top of the first. Midway through the first, Lyford 3. Port Isabel coming up next. You're watching Rio Sports Live.
At First Community Bank, we believe in small business.
When Jennifer and Jimmy Wilson started Wild August Nursery and Flower Farm, they found Ricky Leal at First Community Bank had the financing to help them grow.
Make FCB your bank.
Welcome back to Rio Sports Live on a beautiful Thursday morning from Port Isabel, Texas. The Port Isabel Los Fresnos tournament underway. We have games today, tomorrow, and Saturday. This is game 1 of 4 on the slate. We'll give you the slate here in just a moment, but for now, let's meet the starting lineup for the Port Isabel Lady Tarpons. Leading things off, Whitney Zaldowski will be leading it up at the top of the order. Batting second, Vivian Cantu. Batting third, Allison Gonzalez. Batting cleanup, Selena Marchin. Batting fifth, Kayla Mata. Batting sixth, Alana Zermerno. Batting seventh, Mary Jane Cantu. Batting eighth, Lainey Mata. Batting ninth, Ava Moore to round out the starting lineup. For Dano Wise's ball club, a team coming back with some experience from last year, a team that's only played in 2 games this year. The Lady Tarpons were supposed to get that Donna tournament in last week, but due to the weather, they canceled the tournament, leaving the Port Isabel Lady Tarpons without games last week. First pitch from Weddergrove missed for ball 1. That one in fired for a called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to the leadoff batter. You know, and they canceled that tournament rather early because of the weather, and Port Isabel was left without some games, so they're still trying to get into game mode. Garza, the shortstop, fires that one over to first and in time for a 6-3 putout, 1 down in the inning. I'm having some issues with the scoreboard, so bear with me. I'm trying to figure out, got a new little system in place, but there's 1 down in the inning. We're going to get that fixed here in just a minute. Let's meet the starting defense for Joey Rios' club. Vivian Cantu steps into the box, batting second for the Lady Tarpons. Pitcher versus pitcher. First pitch is fouled back for strike 1. Haley Pena in center field. Michaela Lopez in left. Alexi Cortez out and right. That's the starting outfield for the Lyford Lady Bulldogs. 0-1 on the way from Weddergrove, the sophomore. Saw her pitch last Saturday against Edinburgh North. That pitch away for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mia Weddergrove in the circle for Lyford. Doing the catching is senior Jessica Cruz. That's the pitcher-catcher combo. 1-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Let's meet the middle infield for the Lady Bulldogs. At shortstop is Hannah Garza. And Alyssa Garcia, the second baseman. It's middle infield. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss for a strikeout. Got her on the rise. Allison Gonzalez will now be the batter, batting third in the order. On the corners, Jerica Rojas will be at third. Tiffany Alanis will be at first, and that's the starting defense for the Lady Bulldogs. 2 up, 2 down. Allison Gonzalez comes to the plate. Gonzalez will scheduled to be the team's ace. Had a heck of a year last year. That pitch swung on, picked by Rojas at third, and they're going to say she caught it for out number 3. So a line drive out, 3 up, 3 down. Quick bottom of the first. We are through 1. Lyford leads Port Isabel 3-0 here on Real Sports Live.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles? How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Sponsoring tonight's game is Casa Engineering Civil and Structural Associates. Located at 1117 Stewart Place Road in Harlingen, sponsoring tonight's game is Casa Engineering. Sponsoring tonight's game is Platillos Mexican Restaurant in Harlingen, located at 1010 South Loop 499. Platillos Mexican Restaurant, where good people meet good food.
It's Truck Month at Hacienda Ford, and we're asking for your vote. Blue Truck stands for 4x4 off-roading, outdoor living at its best. Red Truck stands for hitting the job site with all your tools. It's the right truck for the working.
Welcome back to Rio Sports Live from Port Isabel, Texas. Kevin R on the call. So the scoreboard, we're going to fix that. We're going to fix the balls and strikes and the outs here in just a minute. Joe Bowling is on his way. We're going to get that fixed, so just bear with us. So the top of the second inning, Jessica Cruz comes to the plate leading things off. That pitch in for a called strike 1. 8-9-1, the order due up for the Lady Bulldogs. They lead 3-0 here in the top of the second inning. That ball hit foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Again, Vivian Cantu in the circle. And that's one thing that when you look at the Port Isabel Lady Tarpons, that they're going to have pitching. They have Allison Gonzalez. They have Vivian Cantu. A team that should compete for the district title along with Rio Hondo and Zapata. Rio Hondo is in this tournament. Their day one action's over across the way at Los Fresnos. That pitch misses low for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the batter, Cruz. And again, a team who was quite young last year under Coach Dana Wise, still qualified for the playoffs. That pitch high for ball 2. Top of the second. Jessica Cruz, a mainstay for the Lyford Lady Bulldogs over the years. Her and Jerica Rojas have made quite the tandem, the both pitcher-catcher duo. Cruz fouls that one back. Count will stay even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So plenty of softball here today in Port Isabel, and then Joe will have the call later this afternoon from Los Fresnos. I was talking with Coach Dana Wise and Coach Tracy Blackman on just the level of play here in this tournament. That's a drop third strike. They record the out at first. So first strikeout of the day for Cantu. 1 down in the inning. Lexi Cortez comes to the plate, batting 9th in the order. Then we'll go back to the top of the order with Haley Pena. talking about Divine, Sinton, Rio Hondo, Sherryland, Lyford, Port Isabel, Los Fresnos. It's a tournament that's truly stacked. Brownsville Rivera's in the mix, Hidalgo, Pace. Well, tomorrow we'll have some heavy hitters, and we'll go through that slate on what the schedule is going to be tomorrow, and we'll give you an idea on what we're doing here today. I'll tell you what I'm doing here today. I'll be here all the way till the 4 o'clock game. So we're going to have softball on tap all day for you today on Rio Sports Live. Swing and a miss. Two strikes on the batter, Cortez. Now it's a matter of Cantu trying to wiggle out of that early trouble she found herself in with 3 runs in that first inning. She can shake that off and find her groove. Called strike 3 on the outside part of the plate. Back-to-back strikeouts for Cantu. Back to the top of the order. Haley Pena. She's 0 for 1, grounded out to third in the first inning. This Lyford team needed a little bit of a jolt in the early going. That ball smoked down the third base line. Foul for strike 1. Now, Lyford did get the 4-0 win over at Raymondville, but it wasn't your prototypical Lyford win. This team has been scoring runs, and that's not going to be an issue down the year. You get into games where your batters find a funk. They really got to find the hole, and I think that was getting overshadowed by the fact that Jericho Rojas threw a no-hitter. That hit poked the other way for a 2-out single. Pena will be aboard on first. So yeah, Jericho Rojas threw her first no-hitter of the season. Excuse me, she threw her second no-hitter. She threw, nope, I'm corrected. I stand corrected. Nope, she allowed 1 hit Monday night against Rio Hondo on opening day. We were there for that. She almost had a no-hitter. She had a no-hitter through 6 innings until Abby Torres broke it up in the 7th inning. That pitch high for ball 1. So Rojas did throw her first no-hitter this year on Tuesday against Raymondville in a 4-0 win. And she flirted with the no-no against Rio Hondo until that 7th inning came. That pitch outside. The runner sliding into second safe. Haley Pena will be standing up on second. And 2 down in the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts to Cruz and Cortez. Top of the order, Haley Pena got aboard on a 2-out single. Now she's on second on the stolen base. Hannah Garza, the batter. This one's popped up. And 2 outs in the inning. That's out number 3. So on the F9, the Lady Bulldogs strand 1 midway through the second. Lyford leads 3-0 here on Real Sports Live.
Where do you stand? Right now, you could lease the all-new, completely redesigned 2020 Ford Explorer for just $384 a month. Drive a beautiful new 2020 Explorer. Vote Ford. Vote Hacienda.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Castillo. I invite you to visit San Benito and see for yourself the many things this community has to offer. Our offices of economic development offer a variety of business resources to developers, investors, and business owners from small to large scale. Contact us and let us work together on your next business opportunity.
At First Community Bank, we believe in small business.
When Jennifer and Jimmy Wilson started Wild August Nursery and Flower Farm, they found Ricky Leal at First Community Bank had the financing to help them grow.
Make FCB your bank.
Welcome back to Rio Sports Live from Port Isabel, Texas. Kevin Naro on the call. Day 1 of the Port Isabel Los Fresnos tournament. We're coming to you from Port Isabel High School. Lady Tarpons doing battle with the Lyford Lady Bulldogs. 4-5-6. The order due up. Want to thank a couple sponsors. Auto and Truck Parts. Open 7 days a week. Free delivery from 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. along with Reliable Electric. Shout out to Tuto Gonzalez. Came by and wanted to sponsor the tournament, so a shout out to him. and city taxi cabs here in Port Isabel and South Padre Island. First pitch, swing and miss for strike one. Selena Marchand leading things off for the Lady Tarpons. Kayla Mata in the on-deck circle. That pitch misses for ball one in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. 3-0 Lyford. They lead in the bottom of the second inning. Got their 3 runs in that first inning. Big swing and miss for strike two. One ball, 2 strikes to the batter. So what is on tap for us today here in Port Isabel? The 1-2 swung on. Diving catch at second. Alyssa Garcia makes a fine play for out number 1. Kayla Mata now comes to the plate. 12 o'clock we will have Sherryland and Brownsville Rivera. And then at 2 o'clock we will have Port Isabel and Sinton. And at 4 o'clock we will have Lyford and Sherryland. And that'll wrap up our coverage here from Port Isabel. So this is game 1 of 4 games we will have live here on Rio Sports Live from Port Isabel. That pitch high and tight for ball 1. Allison Gonzalez warming up for the Lady Tarpons. Mata the batter. She's the starting catcher for Port Isabel. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Tomorrow at Los Fresnos, that's where I will be. We're kicking things off with Rio Hondo and Sinton at 10 a.m., followed by a 12 o'clock Los Fresnos Sherryland matchup. 2 o'clock Lyford Rio Hondo. Then the 6 o'clock slate, Los Fresnos versus Lyford. That will be Friday's schedule for myself. And of course, we're going to have some playoff basketball and a swing and miss for out number 2 and a strikeout. Second strikeout of the morning for Mia Weddegrove. 2 up, 2 down. No, we will have the McAllen Row game is in the process of getting funded, as what last I understood, a swing and miss for strike 1. Alana Zermeno, the batter, batting 6th in the order. Mary Jane Cantu in the on-deck circle. Santa Rosa, we will have coverage for that. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Weddegrove working quickly in the count. She's ahead. No balls, 2 strikes. Righty-righty matchup. San Perlita boys, we will be there for that one as they take on Falls City. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Weddegrove. And then it's another 1-2-3 inning as we head to the third. Lyford leads Port Isabel 3-0 here on Rio Sports Live.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles? How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Sponsoring tonight's game is Casa Engineering Civil and Structural Associates. Located at 1117 Stewart Place Road in Harlingen. Sponsoring tonight's game is Casa Engineering.
And welcome back to Rio Sports Live. Top of the third from Port Isabel, Texas. Kevin Alberto Ruiz to my right. A beautiful morning for some softball here in Port Isabel, Texas. A little bit chilly on the way up here. Got up at around 7. Made the trip up here from Edinburgh, and I knew it'd be chilly, so I did bring a hoodie, but the sun is out. As Joe Bowling and the RSL Mobile rolls in. That pitch missing low for ball 1. Joe will be the answered prayers for those of you that are trying to keep score at home. Again, I apologize for the minor scoreboard issue, but that will be fixed here momentarily. Cantu back in the circle. Gonzalez was warming up. She misses low for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to the ever-dangerous Jerica Rojas. She's 1 for 1 with an RBI double in the second inning. Later scored a run, a part of that 3-run frame in the first. Cantu spins on the off-speed for first and in time for a 5-3 putout. Rojas is retired. Tiffany Alanis now the batter. She's 1 for 1 with an RBI single back in the first inning. Here's Joe. He's pulling up right behind us. Pretty neat little setup we got here. We're out here in center field. Bird is at about in left center. He would be more or less of the rover if you would have one. That pitch upstairs for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Alanis. 3-0 ball game. Lyford with the lead. 90-minute game. This is game 1 of 4 here on the slate on Rio Sports Live. Alanis batting from the left-handed side of the plate. Cantu delivers. This one's popped up. And making the grab. And left field for out number 2. We did get that highlight. On the F7, Michaela Lopez comes to the plate. 2 up, 2 down for the Lady Tarpons. That pitch outside for ball 1. Zermeno made that nice catch. Really tracking it down and being able to keep the ball in her glove. So Zermeno with a nice catch for out number 2. That pitch swung on and over the glove. Lopez is going to round first and head to second. Kim Vela. Now, first rule of outfielding is your first step is never forward. First step's always back. I'm gonna give Lopez a double. Just went over the top of the glove. That pitch swung on. That's gonna be a foul ball. Looked as if it was fair from my angle. So your first step is always back as an outfielder. First step's always back, then you play the ball. Right there, Vela just got the footing wrong. Her first step was forward, and by the time she put that first foot forward, she was already beat. The ball was already coming up over her head. So 2 down in the inning. Lopez on second. Again, we'll score that a double. That ball trickles foul. So again, a special thank you to a couple sponsors. Reliable Electric. Tuto Gonzalez again came by just a while ago. Specializing in commercial and residential trouble calls. Quality work at a fair price. City taxi cabs in Port Isabel and South Padre. Napa Auto and Truck Parts as well. Open 7 days a week. Free delivery from 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. That one's fouled back. Lopez will be on third. 2 strikes on the batter, Alyssa Garcia. 2 down in the inning. Mia Wettergrove in the on-deck circle. And this one will just land foul. That ball kind of landed in no man's territory between third and left field. Almost spelled trouble for Port Isabel. So now Garcia will draw the walk. She'll be on first. That pitch outside to Wettergrove. That throw is high and off the mark. Garcia will slide into second. Runners on second and third for Lyford. Wettergrove at the plate. That ball popped up. Back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike to the batter, Wettergrove. Cantu was able to get the first 2 batters out. That pitch inside. Two balls and a strike to Wettergrove. Struck out in her first plate appearance. She was caught looking. That was out number 3 back in the first. Wettergrove with a hard shot to third. The run will score from third is Lopez. Garcia will slide over to third. Wettergrove will be safe at first. Saldowski made a nice play on it. But as soon as she got up, she had nowhere to go with the ball. So runners will be on the corners. Now Joey Rios will have a courtesy runner over at first. Claire Gonzalez will be the courtesy runner at first base. Runners on the corners, 2 down, 4-0 Lyford with the lead. Jessica Cruz will be the batter. Cruz digs in. Cantu's first pitch is low and away for ball 1. Runners will go to first and second. Or rather, second and third, excuse me. Both runners in scoring position. Cruz pops this one up. Gonzalez calls it off, makes the catch for out number 3. Oh, midway through the third, Lyford leads 4-0 here on Real Sports Live. Yeah, so there's always 2 of them open.
You open like 1 and 2. You don't open the same one twice, right?
Yeah, like so this one's working for the score, and then this was the second one I opened. So I don't know if you wanna.
Yeah, let's close that.
Did you get it, cameraman?
No.
I have another headset. You gotta put it on.
Okay, is this the first time you've done a softball game with this computer?
No, I had that with me Saturday.
You did basketball
Saturday I was in
See, there should be 2 scoreboards. You've only got 1 scoreboard. So, oh, there's your scoreboard copy. So, where's the icon to open that second scoreboard?
Saturday I was at the mission tournament.
Close it, Joe. There's your balls and strikes.
Huh?
There's your balls and strikes.
Okay. And then the outs. So it's a matter of just copying it onto the deal?
Well, it should have never been lost, but it was lost, so now we've got it on there, okay?
Okay, well if it gets lost again, it's just a matter of...
Yeah, just making a shortcut to the scoreboard copy of the desktop, okay?
Perfect.
So, here you go.
Alright. Does Sky give you $3 million for sponsorship?
Okay, yeah, what was your clear the screen, clear the bases, 1?
Q, yeah.
Yep. Q.
Yeah.
I got it, balls and strikes.
Here's a headset.
Huh?
Headset.
I'm looking for him. Why didn't you just back your car up here and sit down? We're going to do something here.
Welcome back to Rio Sports Live again. Joe, like I said, he saved the day and he fixed the scoreboard issue. So we're good to go. Told him to grab a headset. I think that's what he's going to do here in just a bit. He's going to go and find a chair. 7, 8, 9, the order due up for Port Isabel. They trail 4-0. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Bottom of the third, and there we go. The scoreboard is up and running. Wettergrove puts that one in, hit foul for strike 2. Bottom of the third. No balls, 2 strikes to the batter, Mary Jane Cantu. Her first trip to the plate this morning. Half-hearted swing for the strikeout. Wettergrove had her guessing on that one. 1 down in the inning after the strikeout. It's 4 strikeouts on the morning for Wettergrove. Lainey Mata now comes to the plate. That pitch outside for ball 1. Bottom of the third inning. That pitch high for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Ava Moore in the on-deck circle. Then we'll go back to the top of the order. (2-0), swing and miss for strike 1. Count runs 2 balls and 1 strike. So again, Rojas had the no-hitter on Tuesday against Raymondville. That pitch in for a called strike 2. Beautiful pitch from Wettergrove. Threw the no-hitter, and then Coach Joey Rios reaching into his back pocket for the sophomore Wettergrove. Called strike 3 outside part of the plate. Back-to-back strikeouts for Wettergrove. That's 4 straight strikeouts for the sophomore. Ava Moore now at the plate. 9th man in the order, the starting second baseman. Her first trip to the plate. First pitch. Called strike 1 looking on the inside part of the plate. Finding the river is Wettergrove. Swing and a miss for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Weddergrove now 1 pitch away from striking out the side. The 0-2 just missing inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Weddergrove went with the off speed there. Let's see if she gets her to chase with a rise. She's been doing that all morning. The pitch called strike 3 right down the middle. Weddergrove dealing, strikes out the side. We are through 3. Lyford leads 4-0 here on Real Sports Live. Huh? I do not. Is it a size small?
It's a large.
Oh no.
Too big?
Yeah, it's too big.
All right, I got a medium one.
Okay, no, I need a small. I got my hair done today, but then I get the front.
I'm going to set this second camera up for you. And all that is your pitcher batter camera, okay? And then all you'll have to do with it's a 0 switch.
Sponsoring tonight's game is Platillo's Mexican Restaurant in Harlingen, located at 1010 South Loop 499. Platillo's Mexican Restaurant, where good people meet good food.
It's Truck Month at Hacienda Ford, and we're asking for your vote. Blue Truck stands for 4x4 off-roading, outdoor living at its best. Red Truck stands for hitting the job site with all your tools. It's the right truck for the working man. So where do you stand? Right now, you could lease the all-new, completely redesigned 2020 Ford Explorer for just $384 a month. Drive a beautiful new 2020 Explorer.
Welcome back to Rio Sports Live. It's a 4-0 Lyford lead, top of the 4th inning. Kevin Narrow on the call. Joe Bowling will be joining me here shortly. Tell you what, it's a beautiful, beautiful day for softball. The literally blue skies. Here in Port Isabel, Texas, it was a chilly start to the day, but then the sun came out and well, Joe says it's still chilly. I don't think so. I took off my hoodie. I think it's perfect. 1 ball, 1 strike to the leadoff batter, Alexi Cortez. 9-1-2, the order due up for Lyford. That ball popped back and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Vivian Cantu still in the circle for the Lady Tarpons. Bullpen is quiet. Allison Gonzalez was warming up in that 2nd inning, but she's back at shortstop. Again, with this being day 1 of the tournament, Port Isabel does have another game later this afternoon. You want to save your arms. Cantu ran into trouble in that 1st inning. Allowed 3 runs. 1 of them came unearned on the error from the shortstop Gonzalez. That pitch outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the batter Cortez. Cortez is 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the 2nd inning. Here's the 2-2. Pitch is outside for ball 3. Haley Pena in the on-deck circle. We'll go back to the top of the order. Pitch swung on. And that will fall in for a hit. A looping single. Cortez is going to try and stretch this one into 2, and she does. Would you call that a double? Call that a double. be a leadoff double for Cortez. Just heads up base running. Top of the order, Benya digs in. She's 1 for 2. This is where Lyford can really get you. You allow the 9th hitter to get on, and you flip the order over. Cortez has speed. Benya and Garza also have speed at the top of the order. Then you have the middle of the order where they can hurt you. That's a high fly ball, left field, and that one's going to land foul. Almost hit the school bus. Definitely had the distance. You get in that middle order with Rojas, Alanis, and Lopez, and you're asking for trouble. That pitch outside, runner gunning for third, play at third. She's called out at third. So the runner, Cortez, called out at third. Santa Maria boys just got funded. Joe mentioned we were talking about playoff basketball earlier and what was on the slate. You can add Coach Briones' Cougars to the mix as they get ready for the area round. 1 down in the inning. 2 strikes on the batter, Benya. Swing and miss for a strikeout. 2 down in the inning. Four strikeouts for Vivian Cantu. Now comes Hannah Garza. Batting from the left-handed side of the plate. She's 1 for 2, a single and a run scored in the first. And it's going to be a looping single the other way. Good piece of hitting there from Garza. That's what you want to see out of a lefty. Simply just throw your hands out there, look middle away, hit it the other way. She gets aboard for her second hit of the morning. She's now 2 for 3. Now here comes Jerica Rojas. Rojas is 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored in the first, then grounded out in the third. Garza, the runner, she'll be standing up on second base. Puts herself in scoring position for Rojas. Top of the fourth, 4-0 Lyford with the lead. Now some of the students starting to file in. That pitch outside. So Rojas again signing about a week and a half ago to Prairie View A&M. Rojas pops this one foul and out of play. She'll be joining Crystal Castillo and Gabby Fonseca and Bianca Cruz. Some former Valley athletes up at Prairie View A&M. Gotti Cincinnati is also verbally committed to Prairie View A&M. She's the senior first baseman for San Benito. And of course, Crystal Castillo, a part of that state team from San Benito. That 2013 season under coach at the time, Elias Martinez. That pitch outside. Garza will take third on the pass ball. Two down in the inning. And of course, Bianca Cruz from Rio Hondo. Graduated just a couple years ago. She's in her second year. And Jerica Rojas will be joining the Valley crew up there at Prairie View. That pitch outside for ball four. It'll be a 2-out walk to Rojas. Now there'll be runners on the corners first and third, 2 down in the inning. Garza will be on third after the Rojas walk. Tiffany Alanis will come to the plate. You talk about where this lineup sits, you're talking righty, lefty, righty, lefty. A little mix and match there. But then you have your third batter, Rojas, batting from the right-handed side of the plate, as Rojas takes second base on the pitch low and in for ball one. Second and third for the Lady Bulldogs. Then you go to a lefty, Alanis. Cantu delivers, and a hard shot. That one lands foul. That had extra bases clearing for Lyford if that one landed fair. 1 ball, 1 strike. Alanis is 1 for 2 with an RBI single and a run scored in the first, and flew out to left field back in the third inning. Lyford leads 4-0. It kind of feels as if that 4-0 lead is almost 10-0 with the way Lyford has really played this morning. Still trying to find their groove offensively. Again, they won 4-0 on Tuesday, and that was uncharacteristic of the offense to just score 4 runs, because they had been scoring in bunches. But then it helps when your pitcher throws a no-hitter. Lady Bulldogs scored 3 runs in the first inning, and that's really made the difference. Since then, Vivian Cantu has held her own. Here's the 2-1 with 2 down. That one's popped up, and it should be playable. It is, but it lands foul. Count will run even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runners on second and third. 2 down in the inning, top of the fourth. So again, a shout out to City Taxi Cabs in Port Isabel and South Padre. Clean, prompt, and courteous. Servicing the whole Laguna Madre area. From Laguna Vista, Port Isabel, South Padre Island. City Taxi Cabs, along with Reliable Electric Company. Tutu Gonzalez, a shout out to him. He came by earlier and dropped in a sponsorship. Base hit! And to right field. That'll score 1 on the RBI single from Tiffany Alanis. Jericho Rojas will slide over to third. Runners on the corners. Digging in is Michaela Lopez. That pitch missing in the dirt for ball 1. Second and third. Little 2-out rally here for Lyford. Lopez 1 for 2. That pitch outside for ball 2. Vivian Cantu still in the circle for Dano Weiss's club. The host team, Port Isabel Lady Tarpons, with a daunting task right out of the gate, considering this team has only played 2 games. And here you go. Here's Lyford, arguably one of the top teams, if not the best team in the Rio Grande Valley. You can, it's known, regardless whether they're 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A. This team is very good, and when you talk about who's amongst the best in the valley, the Lyford Lady Bulldogs are right up there. That pitch missing high for ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Michaela Lopez. That'll load things up for Alyssa Garcia. Bases full of Lady Bulldogs. An opportunity to blow it open here. They lead 5-0. 2 down in the inning, so the runner's going to have an early jump. That's going to be a base hit. Right center field. 1 run will score, 2 run will score. This one's going to all the way to the wall. It's going to be a bases clearing triple. Alyssa Garcia blowing this one wide open on a 2-out rally. It's 8-0. Lyford with the lead. That's when those 2-out walks start to hurt you, especially on a 4-pitch walk. 8-0 Lyford. They've blown it open here in the top of the 4th on a bases clearing triple. That ball's in the line foul. Wettergrove now the batter. 1 ball, 1 strike. That was Alyssa Garcia's first hit of the morning. She reached on the air back in the 1st, then drew a walk in the 3rd. Wettergrove laying down the bunt. Cantu fields it over to first, not in time. Play at the plate, safe at home. Wettergrove will now stand up on second. So the run will come in and score. Wettergrove legged out the infield single. She'll get the RBI. Advanced to second on the error. That first pitch hit well out of play for strike 1. That pitch upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Wettergrove on second. 2 down in the inning. That pitch fouled back. For strike 2. Now we have a new batter at the plate. Haley Rodriguez is the batter, batting for Jessica Cruz. I was trying to catch the number. Again, my eyes are not that great. I apologize. We're sitting out here in center field. That pitch outside for ball 2. So I was looking onto our monitor here with Bert Ruiz running the camera, and he was able to hone in on the batter, and that's Haley Rodriguez wearing the number 9 for the visiting club. The 2-2. Rodriguez pops this one up, foul and back out of place. Cruz out of the game. In comes Haley Rodriguez. Cruz went 0 for 2 with a strikeout in the 2nd and a pop-up to the shortstop in the 3rd inning. 9-0. Lyford leads. Wettergrove on second. Called strike 3. To the batter, Rodriguez. Midway through the 4th, Lyford pours it on. They lead 9-0 here on Rio Sports Live.
Hacienda.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Castillo. I invite you to visit San Benito and see for yourself the many things this community has to offer. Our offices of economic development offer a variety of business resources to developers, investors, and business owners from small to large scale. Contact us and let us work together on your next business opportunity.
At First Community Bank, we believe in small business.
When Jennifer and Jimmy Wilson started Wild August Nursery and Flower Farm, they found Ricky Leal at First Community Bank had the financing to help them grow.
Make FCB your bank.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles? How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Sponsoring tonight's game is Scassa Engineering Civil and Structural Associates. Located at 1117 Stewart Place Road in Harlingen, sponsoring tonight's game is Scassa Engineering.
Welcome back to Rio Sports Live. Bottom of the fourth inning. Top of the order due up for the Port Isabel Lady Tarpons. Mia Wettergrove back in the circle for the Lyford Lady Bulldogs. And just talking over the break with this Lyford offense and the things they can do. And obviously the Cardinal rule is you don't want to walk your leadoff batter or walk anyone with 2 outs. Especially to a lineup like the Lyford Lady Bulldogs, a combination of speed and power at the top of the order. You flip that lineup over when you go 8-9-1. You walk the bottom half of the order, allow them to get on base. Then you flip it to the top with speed with Hannah and Haley at the top. Then you get Jerica and Tiffany in the middle of the order, and it gets really tough. Those are some tough outs. That pitch fired in for a called strike 1, and then talking about the sophomore Mia Wettergrove and the things she's been able to do. And Wettergrove is now in center field. And a new pitcher in the game for the Lyford Lady Bulldogs. That pitch swung on. Center field over the head of Wettergrove right in front of us. Wettergrove will throw this one in. That's going to be a leadoff triple for Zaldowski. So Alexi Cortez, the new pitcher for the Lady Bulldogs. Wettergrove, now the center fielder. After the leadoff triple, now Vivian Cantu will be the batter. So Cortez steps into the circle, and now that Wettergrove is out of the ball game, we can go ahead and say it. First pitch missing for ball 1. Wettergrove retired all 9 batters she faced and had struck out 5 in a row. So she was definitely on a roll. One-0, swing and miss for strike 1. So Wettergrove had a perfect game through 3 innings. Retired all 9 batters she faced. 6 strikeouts. So she faced 9 batters and she struck out 6. That pitch high and tight for ball 2. So Cortez, the new pitcher, in it. Smart move from Joey Rios. We're just in the preseason, so to speak, with non-district games, tournament games. A couple of games still on tap for Lyford over these next 2 days. Here's a 2-1 from Cortez outside for ball 3. And that just shows you that Coach Rios understands the big picture, that yes, Wettergrove has a perfect game through 3 innings, but you pull her out, save her arm. Tournament games, she showed what she can do. Now you want to give your other arm some work. Cortez, the 3rd pitcher on the staff. 3-1. Swung on, popped up. Alanis makes the grab for out number 1. If this team wants to be playing into the month of May, they're going to need Wettergrove and Rojas healthy. That is a realistic possibility. Cantu retired. Allison Gonzalez now the batter. Flew out to third base back in the first inning. You want everyone healthy, and you want your arms fresh for that playoff run. Pitch outside for ball one. And you think about it, we're in late February, and we're talking about a team that has aspirations of wanting to play in the middle months of May, late May. And if you're wondering why I keep saying that, well, that's when teams punch their tickets to the state capitol. We're talking region finals in the mid part of May, towards the back half of the month, early parts of June. I always tell coaches, let's keep playing softball till my birthday. And my birthday's May 29th. And that means someone's either in the region final or heading to Austin. So let's keep playing softball to my birthday. That's what I tell the coaches every year. Here's the 1-1 from Cortez. Swing and miss on the off speed. Be sure to follow us on the social media sites. Coach Dan O.I. is calling a time. Like us on Facebook at Real Sports Live. Follow us on Twitter at Real Sports Live. And give us a follow on Instagram as well. And Hacienda, she has it, player of the game. I want to go with Miss Weddegrove right in front of me. Considering that if it was a, quote, real game, what I mean by a district game, she'd still be in the ball game. But considering it's still just a tournament game, Coach Rios electing to pull out Weddegrove. She retired all 9 batters she faced. Not an easy task to do. Offensively, Tiffany Alanis is 2 for 3. Hannah Garza, 2 for 3 as well. Weddegrove is also 2 for 3 at the plate, so she's kind of done everything for the Lady Bulldogs. And Coach Garza calling his outfield over. Here down the third base line, Coach Wise had called a timeout to talk to his batter, Allison Gonzalez. 1 down in the inning. Runner on third. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Lyford Lady Bulldogs wearing the ever popular Sunflowers. Ground ball to Rojas at third, picks it, checks the runner at third, fires over to first, and in time for the 5-3 putout. Just a veteran move right there from the third baseman. Fields the ball, checks the runner at third, and goes over to first, and it's a 9-0 game. Rojas could have easily have let that runner score with 1 down. Wouldn't have hurt anybody, but nonetheless, just a savvy veteran move right there, checking the runner, then going over to first. Swing and a miss for a strike. 2 down in the inning. Marching the batter, she's 0 for 1. Flew out back in the second inning. That pitch just missing for ball 1. On the off speed. Runner still on third after the leadoff triple from Zaldowski. Cortez delivers. That's in the dirt for ball 2. Lost the grip on that one. Looked as when she was releasing it. Here's the 2-1. That pitch missing low and in. 3 balls, 1 strike. We are getting set for the 12 o'clock game. Sherryland and Brownsville Rivera getting ready to duke it out. The Lady Rattlers are here down the right field line. That pitch lands foul. Warming up, taking some cuts before their game. And then the Lady Raiders here to my left, they're stretching and getting ready to roll. That game's slated to start at 12 o'clock. Got 8:16 on my watch. Three-two payoff pitch on the way with 2 down. 90 minutes, and then you have to finish the inning. So a little different from the Mission Fast Pitch tournament where it was dropped dead when the time expired. That pitch outside for ball 4. 2-out walk. Runners now on the corners, first and third. Kayla Mata will now come to the plate. So Mata, I'm not sure if everything's plugged in right. Mata digs in. That pitch inside for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike to the batter, Mata. Joe, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on? Just running around getting playoffs together and cameras set up and who knows what.
That pitch in for strike 2. So what's the latest? I know yesterday we talked, we had Los Fresnos funded, San Perlita funded. What else?
Port Isabel boys are funded now. The San Perlita is funded, and we just got word that Santa Maria is kicking in with funding. So I'm scrambling right now for a play-by-play crew that can cover the Santa Maria game. And I think we'll have the services of John Cannon making his way up to help cover the Santa Maria team. So that's 5. Plus you got the softball. So
yeah, we were just talking about that. You know, I was talking to Coach Rios that today's great, but tomorrow we're talking about some heavyweights.
Oh yeah.
from 10 a.m. to 6 over at Los Fresnos High School, and just the job that Coach Blackman and Coach Wise put together with inviting both Sinton and Devine. That'll load the bases on that hit by pitch.
Port Isabel, a little chance to generate some offense here, Kevin. That's what we thought about coming into this game was, was their offense going to be on track just yet? It's so early in the season. And but a big hit delivered here can spark a lot of things offensively for this team.
Just a little bit, and in this inning they pulled out Mia Wettergrove, and she had retired 9 up, 9 down. So when she came out of the game, I'm like, okay, now I can say it. I didn't tell you earlier because it's the golden rule.
Absolutely.
She was in the middle of that perfecto. Once I seen her right here in front of center field, I said, well, she's out now. Cat's out of the bag. She had a perfect game, 9 up, 9 down. She struck out 6 of the 9 she faced.
And that was how many consecutive no-hit innings pitched by the pitchers going back to last game?
7, 8, 9, 10. So
10 consecutive no-hit, near
right.
Perfect innings.
Right, and I had mentioned that if this was a quote real game, which it is, but if it was a district game, Wettergrove would still be in the ball game. And it's just a matter of Coach Rios understanding the big picture and wanting to keep his arms fresh, especially on day 1 of the tournament. Alana Zermeno digs into the box. Bases loaded, 2 down, 9-0 ball game. Lyford looking to keep the shutout intact. That pitch in low and in for ball 1. So what else is on tap in the basketball world?
Well, we've got other games. I mean, right now, Donna, Coach Epperson reached out to me. Donna is trying to get funded for Saturday afternoon. Looks like that's going to happen. And we are, we're active in the other ones. I'm surprised I haven't heard yet from the Row fans. Maybe because it's nearby and close to home. And they're holding on to their hats for hopefully another round if they can get past Wessico, which is proven to be a tough out in the playoffs. But it's what we thought coming in, Kevin, that eventually once this thing got rolling, we would have more requests for us to do games than we would be looking for games to do. And that's the case here in the playoffs. Now, obviously, they all need to be funded. But even now, we're starting to get the train rolling with more fans and schools and coaches understanding that we can get you funded so that we can cover these playoff costs.
Yeah, I think when the playoffs started last week,
yes, sir.
With girls basketball, we started getting a lot of messages and questions on, are you going to cover this game? Are you going to cover that game? So I think the word is out that we're starting to hit these playoff games. And I know Tuesday or Monday and Tuesday we had a heck of a slate.
Oh yeah, we brought in a lot of coverage, and the fans responded with over 10,000 views on each of the first 2 nights combined games. And so fans eager to see these games can't make the trips, in a lot of cases these long road trips, and we're able to provide the coverage. You got a good day here for this one.
It's beautiful.
I love
this.
This is beautiful weather.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now I will admit it was chilly this morning.
I just said it was cold. That wind's coming off though, and with the sunshine, Bert's got his jacket on over there, but I was talking to him. He's in good shape.
It's beautiful weather. You couldn't have asked for better weather. Much better weather than we had a week ago, where it was cold, but it was also rainy over at the Mission Fast Pitch Tournament. That really just derailed our weekend plans. 3-2 on the way. Germano, the batter, pops this one up. Playable. Rojas makes the catch for out number 3. We'll stay on board and we'll continue to talk basketball playoffs. Santa Rosa, another team that's funded, right?
Yeah, Santa Rosa's funded. Santa Rosa, San Perlita, Santa Maria, Los Fresnos, and who's my 5th team? Los Fresnos. Los Fresnos, San Perlita, Santa Rosa, Port Isabel, and Santa Maria. That's 5. 5 games tomorrow, plus your softball.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're really gonna hammer this home. We head to the top of the 5th inning.
Just goes to show. I was talking about it, before you guys came on board. I would tell the fans we've got the systems, we have the ability, the options to get out there if we can just get the personnel in position to get to these games, and that's where we're starting to reach that right now. Even as we prepare for 5 games tomorrow, I have extra cameras, extra computers, extra headsets. We could be in 3-4 more places even tomorrow night. I'm not asking for that right now. That's going to be too much of a headache to try to juggle this late in the game. But by next year, when the playoffs get here, Kevin, I realistically think we can be at 10 games out of the gate from round 1 on any playoff coverage beginning of volleyball.
Absolutely. You're San Perlita?
I'm heading to San Perlita. Yeah, I'm going to do that game. I've moved Mark 3 times, so I think I'm going to leave him right at Santa Rosa's doorstep now. So.
There you go. Now, Allison Gonzalez in the game for Port Isabel.
A2 with Cantu, Gonzalez. Gonzalez is scheduled to start later today. But they do have a good 2-pitcher tandem with some other arms they're developing. And, you look at that district. Zapata setting out there is still, you got to look at them as saying, are they the indeed outright favorite? Well, this Port Isabel team, if they can show some offense, could be right up there as a contender right out of the gate.
Yeah, Vivian Cantu slides over to shortstop. That pitch outside for ball 1.
I caught the corner.
Oh, it did.
I lost your camera, Kevin. Now we'll see what I've done. Let me slide in here now that I've committed my error for the day. The audio's still good.
As you would say, a turnover.
It is. Pay no attention, fans, to the camera. It'll be right back on here momentarily.
That ball swung on, and it will get through in for a leadoff single.
And there you go. That second camera you saw there, fans, I'm trying to set up a second camera potentially for other games.
We're going to now have a courtesy runner in at first.
was looking as I drove in. I saw some students standing up there on the top row of the football bleachers over there, and I was looking at that angle. There's a real nice view up there, Kevin, to broadcast games from.
I don't know if you got to be that far away. I like where we're at right now.
Yeah, it's a good view.
If Dano can get us like a little booth up here, like it was, what they got at Westlaco East.
That's the key. Something enclosed.
Could probably build one somewhere out here, maybe next to that scoreboard out there. Now some substitutions, and again, my vision is not very good. I'm trying to catch Coach Rios making some changes. Adele Rojas had that leadoff single, and now we have a courtesy runner over at first. And pitch in for a called strike.
Lyford, you see the success of the program. They've obviously scored a bunch of runs here, but substituting, and these players are coming in are players that can contribute. And so every minute they get to play right now is just building for a better and better team with more depth this early in the season.
This is the most experienced team that Joey Rios has had. Counted 7 seniors on this team, and every year he's always been sophomore, junior heavy.
Just wonder going into a season, how difficult it is knowing that you can circle however many big games you want on the schedule for Lyford as far as this is a test, but the ultimate test they know is when you get in the playoffs. There's what coaches like to tell us, the big bad wolf is out there, Kevin, in the playoff run.
And that's, of course, Santa Gertrudis Academy.
That's not saying something bad about Santa Gertrudis either. That means that they are looming, an experienced, well-oiled machine that produces high-quality softball every year. So again, you're Lyford. You're saying, how can we build our team with every ounce of energy throughout the regular season to get ready to get a playoff run capable of going up against that and winning?
And right now, that's one thing that I talked to Rios before the game was you're going to get Sinton, who's ranked, or actually they fell out of the top 10 according to the Girls Association website that I was talking to Coach Wise. We were both shocked that they're out of the top 10, but for a majority of the season, or 3 weeks into the season, they've been ranked. They will be ranked in the top 10. Divine, we last checked, they were ranked 4th. They play both of those teams. Runners called out at second. For the first out of the inning. They're going to get Sinton, and they're going to get Divine. That's going to be an easy 4-3 put out for out number 2. Then they're going to get, Rio Hondo, then they'll get Los Fresnos. And then next week is the San Benito tournament.
That's next week.
They'll see, that's next week. So they'll see Mercedes, they'll see San Benito. So they'll see Rio Hondo again. So, these tournaments stacked up one after another. They're extremely good teams, and a team that they'll run through district play. They'll win that district, and the level of play it drops off once they get to district play. So the tests are now in February, as odd as that seems, in early March. So it's a big test for what Lyford's going to be doing, and it's a good measuring stick for what this team has these next couple of days. And in 2 weeks, Joe, there we go. In 2 weeks, talk to me and tell me what we think of Lyford, because we'll see him play Sinton, we'll see him play Divine, we'll see him play San Benito, Harlingen South on the schedule eventually, and then we'll know really where this team is at. And that was one thing that Coach Rios mentioned, that we'll learn a lot about this team and the things they can do. And that's going to be a base hit and the left center field, a 2-out single.
Well, realistically, you look at it then and say if Lyford is 500 through the first 12 games of the season, that means they're a good team. if they have a winning record after 12 games in the regular season, look out.
Well, this team was 32-0
Yes.
heading into the third round. They hadn't lost a game. That was Hannah Garza's third hit of the afternoon, or morning. We're still in morning. That pitch in the dirt for ball one, and here comes one of the better all-around players in the Valley, Jericho Rojas.
Freddie Heredia now live over in Lyford, covering the 34th annual Border Olympics baseball on Real Sports Live here today, throughout the day. Affectionately, I call it Freddie Vision when he goes through that backstop screen. We got a great view out here of this one, fans.
Here's the 2-0. That's in for a called strike looking. I think the field umpire is saying that Garza left early.
He did. He called her out.
He did. He called her out, but that's got to be the call. And Coach Garza over on first base doesn't like the call. Having a long discussion there with the umpire.
Kevin, I'm going to have to run. I'm going to leave it with you, big guy.
All right. We head to the bottom of the fifth. 9-0. Lyford leads. You're watching Rio Sports Live.
Sponsoring tonight's game is Platillo's Mexican Restaurant in Harlingen, located at 1010 South Loop 499. Platillo's Mexican Restaurant, where good people meet good food.
It's Truck Month at Hacienda Ford, and we're asking for your vote. Blue Truck stands for 4x4 off-roading, outdoor living at its best. Red Truck stands for hitting the job site with all your tools. It's the right truck for the working man. So where do you stand? Right now, you could lease the all-new, completely redesigned 2020 Ford Explorer for just $384 a month. Drive a beautiful new 2020 Explorer. Vote Ford. Vote Hacienda.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Castillo. I invite you to visit San Benito and see for yourself the many things this community has to offer. Our offices of economic development offer a variety of business resources to developers, investors, and business owners from small to large scale. Contact us and let us work together on your next business opportunity.
At First Community Bank, we believe in small business.
When Jennifer and Jimmy Wilson started Wild August Nursery and Flower Farm, they found Ricky Leal at First Community Bank had the financing to help them grow.
Make FCB your bank.
Welcome back to Rio Sports Live. It's the bottom of the fifth inning. Lyford with a 9-0 lead. 7-8-9, the order due up. Mary Jane Cantu leading things off for Port Isabel. First pitch in the dirt for ball one. One ball, no strikes to the batter. Swing and a miss. Strike one. One ball, one strike. Gone through 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the third. Lady Tarpon's able to load the bases. Weren't able to get some runs across. That's going to be a leadoff single. Cantu gets aboard. Laney Mata now comes to the plate here in the bottom of the 5th. Mata 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the 3rd inning. When you're in the 5th inning and you only have one at bat, that says a lot about the pitcher and what she was able to do. First pitch in for a called strike 1. Ava Moore in the on-deck circle. Again, Sherryland and Rivera warming up. That pitch missing low and in for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. That one fouled back for strike 2. Be sure to follow us on the social media sites at Rio Sports Live on Twitter and on Instagram, Rio Sports Live, and give us a like on Facebook. Here's the 1-2, swing and a miss for a strikeout. Throw back over to first, not in time. 1 out in the inning. Ava Moore now the batter. So again, a shout out to our sponsors, City Taxi Cabs in Port Isabel and South Padre Island. Clean, prompt, and courteous. City Cabs servicing the whole Laguna Madre area from Laguna Vista, Port Isabel, South Padre Island. Reliable electric company, licensed, bonded, and insured. That ball's a base hit and a left field. Runners now on first and second. Ava Moore gets on board with a 1-out single. Runners on first and second now. 1 down in the inning. Okay, now the clouds covered the sun, and all of a sudden it got cool. Got chilly. May have to put my hoodie back on. That's what I get. Back to the top of the order. Saldowski back at the plate. She's 1 for 2. That's in for a called strike 1. It caught the corner. Tutu Gonzalez, shout out to him, came by earlier this morning. Auto and Truck Parts. Napa Auto and Truck Parts. Open 7 days a week. Free delivery from 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. That one's fouled. And the sun is back out. Taking a peek over at the football field and Port Isabel Tarpons. Qualified for the playoffs. Lost to Sinton in the first round under Coach Jason Strunk. Runners on first and second. This one's popped back, foul. 2 strikes on the batter. Vivian Cantu in the on-deck circle. Started the game for Coach Dano Wise. Then slid over to shortstop. Allison Gonzalez now the pitcher in. That pitch in the dirt. So again, you heard it here first from the man himself. Joe Bowling mentioned all the basketball playoff games we will be having tomorrow night. So a big day for Rio Sports Live across the board. We'll have softball during the day and then plenty of basketball at night. That pitch swung on. This could be trouble. Falls in for a hit. Wise sending 1 run to score. holding the runner at third. It's going to be an RBI single. And the Lady Tarpons cracked the scoreboard. It's 9-1. Vivian Cantu will now be the batter. Runners on the corners, one down. Vivian Cantu, the batter. Soldowski put some quarters in the merry-go-round for the Lady Tarpons there. On that looping single. That pitch hit the other way. That's a fair ball. Another run will score. Wise sending in the second run. 2 runs will score on the RBI double. Cantu sliding in at third. Out at third. For the second out, Coach Wise wants an explanation. Looked as if she was safe from here. Might have gone under the tag, but the 2 runs will score. Wise with an aggressive approach there to call Cantu over to third. Allison Gonzalez will be the batter. 2 down now in the inning, but 3 runs come across the score for the Lady Tarpons. And as we were talking about it earlier, that if this offense can find their groove, they'll be okay. So now a little discussion in the circle, and they're going to overturn the call. Vivian Cantu is going to be safe at third. Now Coach Rios wants an explanation from the umpire. From my view in center field, it looked as if she went under the tag. So it's going to be a 2-run double. She advanced to third on the throw. 2 runs came across to score. 9-3 ball game. I'm going to have to adjust my book here. I had Cantu out at third. Now she's going to be safe. That's why you always want to use a pencil when you're keeping book. So the call's overturned. The original call was Cantu. Gonzalez is the batter. Cantu was called out at third. They're going to overturn that. Allison Gonzalez now the batter. 3 runs come across to score. 2-1 down in the inning. Now Lexi Cortez is going to try and wiggle her way out of this jam. Swing and a miss on the first pitch for strike 1. Bottom of the 5th, 9-3 ball game. We're approaching the noon hour. The sun is back out in full force, and I look up at it and there's not a cloud around it. So Coach Wise having a chat with his pitcher shortstop Allison Gonzalez. He's checking on her left shoulder. So it's a 9-3 game in case you're just tuning in. I want to thank everyone for joining us here on the broadcast. Second game coming up. The Rivera Lady Raiders taking on the Sherryland Lady Rattlers. Sherryland making the long trip over here to Port Isabel. Meanwhile, the Rivera Lady Raiders just down the road, not too far away from here. We have 4 games for you today here from Port Isabel High School. At 2 o'clock, the Lady Tarpons will take on Sinton. Then Lyford and Sherryland at 4. That pitch missing for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. That one's chopped foul for strike 2. Cantu on third. Gonzalez the batter. Try to lay that one down. Pitch missed high and away for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gonzalez popped this one up, back foul and out of play. So the Border Olympics going on. Eagle Pass taking on Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial. Pitch swung on to the shortstop. Garza goes home. He's safe at home. So the runner come across to score. Garza went home with it. She had the sure out at first. Still 1 down in the inning. Coach Rios did not like the decision, urging Garza to go to first. In a spot like this, in a 9-3 game, you want to take the for sure out, get 2 down in the inning. But the runner come across to score. It's a 9-4 game. Cantu will come home to score. Gonzalez will reach on the fielder's choice. Marchand comes to the plate. She's 0 for 1. Ground ball to Garcia. Tags the runner at second. Gets the double play. Now there's some confusion on the field. I want to say that's an unassisted double play. Coach Wise urging his runners to stay on the base paths, but it looked like Garcia was able to tag the runner going to second. They made the flip over to first for the double play. Now the field umpire is going to have a chat with the home plate umpire. From here, it looked like an unassisted double play. We're just going to hold the phone here and wait and see what the call is. I think the question is if so Gonzalez is going to be called out. And the runner is going to be safe at first. So Gonzalez was tagged out, but the play was not in time at Marchand over at first. So now the batter will be Kayla Mata. Nonetheless, there'll be 2 down in the inning. So Marchand was able to beat out the throw at first, but the tag was made on Gonzalez. What almost would have been an unassisted double play. That's not the case. Tarpin's still batting here. I mean, bottom of the 5th inning, which should be the last inning. That pitch missing for a ball. Shout out to all the Lyford fans tuning in, along with the Lady Tarpon fans. That ball is going to land foul. (9-4) Lyford with the lead. pitch inside for a called strike 2. Kayla Mata, the batter. Eighth batter in the lineup to come to the plate. A rather lengthy bottom half of the 5th inning. This one's popped up. Alanis makes the grab for out number 3. And that's going to be a final. That's going to be the ball game. We reached the 90-minute mark. Final score from Game 1 from the Port Isabel Los Fresnos tournament. The Lyford Lady Bulldogs win this one 9-4. Up next, the Sherryland Lady Rattlers taking on the Brownsville Rivera Lady Raiders. Don't go anywhere. We will be back with more softball here on Rio Sports Live.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles? How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Sponsoring tonight's game is Casa Engineering Civil and Structural Associates, located at 1117 Stewart Place Road in Harlingen. Sponsoring